Hello and welcome to a Meepo tutorial. I'm going to teach you how I'll play the hero. I haven't written any script for this video, so it's just going straight off. Let's begin with the hotkeys, which are probably the most asked question. No quickcast whatsoever. I'm also going to assume you have some skill about the game and you know what you're doing, and when you see this screen or whatever, my item hotkeys are very simple, 1 to 5 and space for the last one, so you don't have to stretch your finger that far, and since you're probably not using space for anything else, it's really nice. Select hero F1, so you always want to select the prime one with F1, and you're going to select all your others with F2. Uh, if you can only see it somewhere in the... Alright, this is strange. Advanced, maybe, perhaps. Oh yeah, select all other units. F2. This way, you will always have control of your number one, so you can easily select it for the dagger combo. Is really required to successfully do it. And with F2, you can just select everyone else except the prime one, so you can do whatever you want. But you're gonna have a lot more hotkeys than this, so don't think it's over. F3. Select all control, then it's everyone, even the prime one, so it's basically F2 and F1, it's the same one. Courier on 4 doesn't really matter. And here control groups. Tabs only see the to select the next one in line to use the command you're about to select. Then for Zs, I never bind it in game except when I pick up illusion ruins or by manta style. So the group 1 is always for illusions for me. Group 2, X, C and V. I could have had, so I have on B as well, but I'm used to having shop on B, so I didn't. But it's totally up to you, but I really recommend you're having exactly like me because it's really good. And I'm going to show you why. I do not think there are that much hotkeys to use, except those. Double tap, it doesn't really matter, it's kinda good if you want to do some foresting, but you can easily do it otherwise. You just cast it like you normally should. Um, Auto attack after spell, whatever it is, should be active, so you don't have to control your there is standard, so you don't have to control when you're farming the forest, like so you have to poof and wait for the poof to finish to go auto attack or whatever. You just queue poof and pan your map elsewhere. Um, yeah, some previous scores. Yes, some quick looks if you're interested whatsoever. I could have created a lobby before, but that would have been too easy. And for some people it's going to think, well, I want to use quickcast because it's easier. Well, yeah, it's easier, but have you ever heard like, oh, Meepo is a really easy hero to play? Oh man, you hear Meepo is a pain in the ass to learn. And that's why you play it the correct way. And to show how I'm clicking, I'm going to present you the dot board, so you can hopefully see my clicks as well.
What do you have in mind?
This should be interesting.
What's up, Meepo?
When I level up, I have the option to go control and press the skill I want to learn, and that way I don't have to click the level up and like blah 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 blah
If you
la la.
say so. Like it.
Really easy. F2, select others,
Hey, why not?
good for controlling. You're just gonna buy some core stuff
Blink
to get over
bigger.
to the shop. How you position your items in the inventory is completely up to you. I'm just gonna buy some ordinary stuff for regular Meepo games for funs.
Sight of bites,
And
Spike.
this is basically what
It's
you're
almost
probably
time
gonna use
for
the most.
everybody to die.
You're gonna have these two whenever you're full. Could have went one ult level at a time, but I said I didn't have a script, so I didn't think this one through. So you're gonna have the bottom two for the C key and the top two for the X.
Yep.
So normally I would try to select
Like that
the upper
idea.
two to go on the upper half of the map.
Battle
That way it's mentally easy to remember where these are. So you
Let's get
don't
this
send
over with
these like
quietly
down
and
sometimes and these up sometimes, because it really hurts your brain since you're
Alright.
actually controlling a lot of units. You have to learn.
Right up.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you're gonna learn the channeling time.
Like that idea.
So the poof takes 1.5 seconds to finish the channel, so you have to
Like your
try
style.
to time it as good as possible with everything you're doing. So when you're daggering in, you want to preferably
Like it.
have your poofs land at the same time you actually dagger in. And now I fucked up, obviously, because reasons. No, what the fuck, man? I have no reason why I'm doing this, just
Just what
because
I was thinking.
for the funs. Too early. Also, when you're using BUTs to get out,
Alright.
you want to preferably, since you're probably gonna use BUTs home to the base as quick as possible, you want to make sure
You say so.
you actually TP out with poof at the same time you go out with BUTs, because otherwise you save up time for the other heroes to hit you or cast spells or whatever. So everything should be
That dirt between my
preferably as much as spot on as possible.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thinking.
my item builds, skill build, I don't know if I can level down, I never tried. Level down, one. How do I, okay,
One
yeah,
paw
it's
in
always
front of
trade
the
on
other.
new lobby. My general skill build can always just go to
Your bottom tower is under siege.
find a Meepo game. Oh yeah, you can't check. It's fine, I can probably solve it elsewhere. Alright. I said I didn't have that much of a thought into it. Now I probably fucked up and went back to the number one screen again. Really nice. Alright, let's just take whatever seems good and whatever seems bad. Okay, so for the good game, as you can see, people dying left and right. Um, didn't have the advantage for the whole game. But we won in the end. Be Sven, pain in the ass, so that's why. Always dodge Sven. And my skill build, it doesn't really matter if you go net or poof level 1. Because, yeah, if you can use net to get kill, yeah, sure, go net. If you can use poof to get creeps, yeah, because you're having trouble to get them otherwise, sure. But you shouldn't spec until you actually used to need a particular spell. Otherwise you waste it and like, oh, I could have gotten a kill here if I only had net, but I got poof for no fucking reason. Ulti level 3. This is where you probably should start doing some stuff. You can, if you have no use to have it on the safe lane, because I assume you're going safe lane. You can always run middle, but that's another story for another time. If you cannot farm on the safe lane and you know you cannot zone out the off lane or whatever because they have a dual, triple, or just a really annoying hero, send it elsewhere on the map. Go stack, poof with the prime back to the woods, so you can stack two camps at the same time. Or you can send it middle for ganking because you're gonna have net and you're gonna have two poofs, so double up everything. You can lock down the enemy middle for 4 seconds and deal quite amount of damage. And you can also send it top, but that's really like the long way. It's gonna take like a whole minute or whatever for it to reach top, and you may not even reach the lane because you're gonna have trouble bottom and you need to poof it back so you can net the guy with your second one because you cannot stop running with prime. Or yeah, really simple. You max poof. Poof, you have to lower the cooldown, increase the damage you can farm, because Meepo is a flash farmer. You need to gather as much gold as XP as fast as possible because you don't want the game to run out too long. The best time to end the game is around 20 to 30 minutes, preferably 20 to 25, because at between like 10 and 20 is your best farm situation. Like you're gonna farm as much as possible there. Preferably you're gonna have axe and dagger and boots of travel, and I'm going to teach you why in a minute. You're gonna have those, and when you have these, you can just steamroll whatever. And if you know like these three items will not suffice to end the game, then you buy like E-blade if you need armor and nuke, or just to secure heroes like OD cannot hit a particular clone, like yeah, just physical immune, or Hex if you want to lock down like a Sven that did not buy a BKB for whatever reasons. Um, Elsewhere, you go attributes, and now a lot of people like see, why would you get attributes for Meepo? Well, my skill build and my item build is you do not get levels in net or Geostrike except when you actually need them. And we were gonna start off with Geostrike because I have no idea why I would start with Geostrike, but sure. As you can see, it deals damage, it slows, pierces spell immunity, and it lasts for 2 seconds. Alright, why would we get this spell over attribute or net? Okay, it deals damage, yeah, that's nice and all, but I can also right click and I can also deal damage with poof, and I can net them in place. Alright, but what does U-Strike have that net or attribute doesn't? It pierces fucking slow immunity, and it's really nice. Like, main concern for Meepo is, oh, they buy BKB, they think BKB is a good item against Meepo because now you can't poof them to death, right? But then you use right click because you have a shit ton of physical damage. You're going to slow them with max level Strike 5 clones hitting 100%. Like they literally have 100 movement speed. And then they're like, okay, I can't run away from this. And if they're smart, they're gonna start a TP to maybe get out alive. Okay, so Strike, you're only getting it for the slow when it actually matters. And you want to have as few levels in it as possible. So, for example, you have 4 Meepos in total. If you have it in Strike level 1, you have a 20% slow. If you have level 2, you have 40% slow. Like 40% and 20%, it's more reasonable. Like, if you compare it to Sigil, 25% slow is max level, and you can have this at level 1 Strike with 4 clones hitting. Like, it's really easy to accomplish. You don't have to have the 100% slow. The net prevent units from going invisible, so if you see an invis like bounty or whatever, you have to net them before their invis timer comes active, and you have to queued up other clones to poof to the one if they're not gathered at the same time to continue spamming the earthbind, so you cannot go invis, because if they go invis you have to reveal them to actually hit the net again. Yeah, it does not work on spell immunity or Ocean. Lasts for 2 seconds, radius is reasonable, cost ranged 500. And you don't really need more than one level. Like it's only extreme scenarios where I need to have extreme lockdown on certain heroes that I get more levels in Earthbind. Otherwise, level 1 is more than enough because you're gonna have dagger, which you can dagger with 1200 200 range, I believe. Yeah, yeah. And then you have another 500 range for Earthbind, and you're probably not gonna dagger away when you're like 3000 units away because you want to hit the poof combo. So you're gonna be like around 1 to 1.2 to 1k away in range. Then like, why would you have spect 3 or 4 levels in Earthbind when you're already close range? Like, okay, maybe you wanted to reduce the cooldown. Okay, that's nice, but okay. If you blinking, I could have kept Dora running for a secondary lobby. Um, you blinking, you net the guy, you have the poof combo channeling, and they all hit when they should. Then you have, for example, you have ulti level 2, so you have 2 extra clones. Then you have 2 additional times 2 nets. So you have a 4-second extra duration lockdown where they cannot move, they cannot TP away. They have to stay in the same position they are. If you cannot kill an enemy hero within your net duration at your level at the time, like it's not a kill you should go for. Like if you cannot kill the guy, do not go for the kill. And sure, you can. I as well do the mistake sometimes of going for kills I shouldn't, but maybe for other reasons or factors, like so you need space or you need to pull stuff, you need to try to do something to get things going. But you should totally not get more levels in the net. Like as you can see, I do not get from level 2 to level 12. That's 10 levels. Not a single net. And the preferable way I like to get my attributes is maybe between I usually only get like 4, maximum 5 before I start specking net or geostrike, but preferably I want to get like 8 levels in an attribute to get some actual value of it. Because as you know, Meepo is a really weak hero. He doesn't have a lot of strength gain or basically anything. Like he's really weak, um, and he doesn't show his HP at max level. But since you're going to buy boost of travel, as I'm going to explain in a minute, you want to increase your survivabilities. Like you don't want useless stuff like extra levels in Earthbind for no reason, or Geostrike when they don't even have someone you actually needs to slow. Just go attribute. You gain more damage, you increase your magic mana pool, so you can farm more efficient in forest with poof, because you do not have that high of a mana pool until you have like ags. You increase your strength, so you gain more HP, and it's really valuable. Like a lot of times you survive purely because of these attribute points, and the damage increase, la la la, is actually really good value compared to these. And for the item build, see if I can find someone else. Yeah, you can see my general item build here, and which slot I put stuff in. Um, Boots of Travel is your first item every single game. Like you do not buy anything else than 5 Boots of Travel. And when I say anything else, I obviously don't mean like starting gold. Ah, you can also see here. Nice and all. So you get some tangos for a region. Stout Shield wherever you go. Buy Stout Shield because Stout Shield is blocking damage for free. Good value. Like this, I don't want to argue for you to buy Stout Shield. You just buy the damn thing. Iron Branch because yeah, people like to buy Iron Branch. Just buy it, dude. Just buy it. Ring of Protection to buy Ring of Basilisk, so you increase the mana regen and armor for you and your clone. Like when you go into the forest farming, or just farming on the lane, it's really nice to have the passive mana regen, just buffing up your clone and yourself, obviously. And you want to buy the boost of travels as quick as possible because it increases your movement speed by 55 since you decrease the movement speed of boots by 5. It's not a 50 boost, it's a 55 boost. That means all the other heroes are slower as well, where you're gonna get another value movement speed. And you want to outrun or catch people. And the most obvious use of it, the item, the teleport. 45-second cooldown instead of 70 for TP scroll. So you can TP to wherever you need to be on the map with every single clone and prime you have. So you have basically unlimited boost of travels. If you do not outspam them for no reason, or if you get really pushed back, you're gonna have all your boost of travel on cooldown. But the best part about it is you can split push like a god. Like if you TP to the bottom lane, is there a map up here? Would have been really nice. When you TP to a lane and start pushing, generally the reaction of the enemy team would be, there is Meepo. We see him, we know what items he have. He's going to be a problem soon. We have to kill him. Then as soon as you feel threatened by any time, either start boots of traveling to the base, you run into the woods, or you TP to top lane, or vice versa, bottom lane, middle lane, like anywhere where danger is not. If you can dodge, there may have a safe lane carry top, then it's 4 versus 1 if you're still bottom, or 1 versus 1 when you're top. Just dodge as much danger as possible. And you can farm really quickly. You can deplete your whole mana pool in the forest, and then you just BOT home to BOT back, and you both of you have full regen within like 15 seconds, and you're back farming. Like it's really efficient. And then all your boots of travel will be low cooldown again when you're depleted your mana pool, or yeah. Also you can TP to whenever team's fighting. Like you don't have to rely on TPing to a tower to assist the team. But to be honest, you're not going to help the team that much because you want to prioritize your farming to ensure, like as said, Meepo is a fairly weak hero early game. That's why people want to kill him early game, because mid game he's going to wreck you. He's going to shrek you so bad. So you are basically the janitor. You are the cleanup crew. You do not preferably come to the fight early on, because then they have all the spells up, they have all the reasons to kill you, and you may be the only one in your team that dies. And sometimes that's fine, but you want to avoid it if you can, because if you can be the cleanup crew, if you can soak up all that sweet XP, all that sweet gold. Do you realize how much gold and XP boost Meepo gets? Like, you want to come online as fast as possible, because then you just literally walk up to the base, blink in, kill 5 people, kill the Raxes, go outside, kill Roshan, go back in, do the same thing again. You won. Congratulations. If you can achieve that faster, shoot. So yeah, just utility. Basically utility. Everywhere you go, you can outrun. TP, farm, la 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 la. When you buy the boost of travel, your next item to look for is obviously Ags. Some people wants to go be power treads or whatever. I'm not gonna explain why. Just don't buy boost of travel. Just do it. Just do it. Kick. Ags. You get an extra clone. You get 10 stats for all your clones. And since you already have maybe like 5, maybe let's for the sake of argument, let's say you have 5 in attributes, then you have another 10 attributes free, and then you have 10 again, so you have 20. 20 times 19, that's a lot of health. A lot of health on every single clone and yourself. So at this point you can come fights. It's much easier, so you don't die, and this is where you want to be the cleanup crew. You can be the cleanup crew with only BOTs, but you have to play defensive because you can die and you don't want to die, because if you die you are gonna have downtime, and when you cannot farm it's really bad. Really bad. Uh, Item choices like buying this in specific orders doesn't really matter, just club is nice for HP. Basically, like you're not gonna, oh, I get 10 agility from the fucking Blaze Phylactery or Snap of Wizardry, more int, la la. Point booster is really nice because since you do not get the stats on your clones, with the Ogre Club just buy the point booster and you get some extra mana or HP. It's good. Yeah, smoke can be good. People hate to buy items that does not increase your damage because people are stupid, so you're probably gonna be the one warding at the end of the game as well. Since you have a lot of gold, it doesn't really matter that much. Just you're the captain of the shitboat. When you have Ags, look for Dagger. This is where you can really take over every single engagement, every single fight, pick off everything you do. Every kill should be you, just you, just fighting people. If you know you cannot kill them if they're stacking a lot, and you see their safe lane is farming, just tell them, go kill these, I'll kill safe lane, or just blink in, just slam those three middle, and the guy top will think he's safe, but then you actually start a BOT's top, so you can already poof with the prime up to top lane, and then you blink in him and you dagger kill him as well, and you wipe the whole team, like la 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 la, really nice. So yeah, when you have dagger, just if you see anyone on the map that shouldn't be there alone, or don't go for stupid kills, preferably, like if you have no other options as said for space or whatever, try to do it and get out alive. If you can't, don't do it. Yeah, that's basically dagger. When you have dagger, before I used to buy harp, can buy hex, can buy e-blade, you can buy diffusal. Manta is really not that good. It's more like a 6, maybe 5 slot item. And as you can see on some of these, Divine Rapier just boasting that I have gold and you don't. Scout is a valid pickup because you gain the stats and another free slow for like increased use strikes, nice and all. Good stats, good value. The Yules, I never saw anyone buy Yules on Meepo before, and I thought, why not? Like, Yules is a really good item for Meepo, if they have certain heroes. Let's go check out some Yules gaming. I saw 2, but now I seem to have lost a second. And as you can see, some games are worse than others. Okay, what did he have the I need to buy? Why? Okay, these. Yules. I probably bought Yules for either in lifting up the Zeus, dodging something, like Imperius from Enchantress, or just plain lifting up Enchantress. That's probably what I was doing while I killed the base. Probably. So I could have bought this like the last minute just to make sure this guy didn't harass me as much, but it's still a good pickup for reasons. Yeah, if you get roared, you can just lift the guy. If someone tried to right click and like mainly focus one of your clones or prime down, it's just like you use the guy, and then it can't kill it for another 2.5 seconds, and then you have 2.5 seconds to, for example, start a BUT home. So when the BUT finished, you can throw E-Blade on the clone that has low HP, you can start poof, and since they really don't have any stuns, you can just poof home, you can poof the guy with full HP back to fight, and yes, yeah. The E-Blade also works for a ish disarm, so you can throw it on TA, because TA can't right click then after she used BKB, because she's not gonna have that long of a BKB at this point of the game. So yes, probably not much use for nuke. Only use the nuke when you can see you do not have to use it to save yourself or anyone else. Then you use it. Yules, you can obviously, as said, cast it on your clones. People didn't know this, or just don't buy it for whatever reasons. But except the throwing up your clones in the air is an additional 600 range for a pickoff. So if you versus like a TA with dagger, you can just blink in with your 1.2 range, and then you throw an additional instant cast. Like they don't have even have time to react. You just throw the Yules, you cancel their dagger. When they get down from the dagger, you have like nets and poofs landing all over their asses, and they can't do anything. So really good, both aggressive and defensive item. Um, if there's anything else, the diffusal, nice stats, like 35 damage for all your clones. You get the purge. The mana break doesn't really matter that much, but as said, you can purge slow, and it has nice stats. Um, Bloodstone is only bought for like super rare occasions. Obviously, reasons why you buy Bloodstone to respawn faster. Only like if I die, it might be really costful for the game. So I buy Bloodstone to respawn faster. I'm gonna get set back because I lack one other actual item. If death is the problem, to secure it. Heart, just plain a straight HP, like you don't die, basically. But don't die also is like Hex. You buy Hex and you don't die because you Hex the guy and then you literally can't die. Um, I don't know if there's anything else. Um, uh, October hotkeys, item choices. Keys go to another like random or floats. Like sure. And as you can see, try to get this. The reason I got more levels in use right here was because Panda was starting to come online, and the Panda ult is, yeah, you just slow them and they die because he cannot run away. He's magic immune and that's his save, and when the magic immune doesn't count because he is right, you just kill a guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, I clicked up one bad game before as well. Question it where it went. I think you got most of the point. Uh, Hopefully you learned something from this video. Um, and to ensure I actually know what I'm talking about. Um, I have some idea what I'm doing. Like, you don't have to trust me, but if you want, go ahead. Um, yeah, thanks for watching. I have no idea what to say. Not scripted, said.